Okay, in this video what we're going to be doing is importing our saved DWG model from Revit into 3D Studio Max. Then we're going to be setting up some daylight system and some materials. So we begin by going up to the 3 in the top left corner, coming down to import, clicking on import. That will take us to a window where we need to find our file, locate to our file. Mine's in a nicely titled folder here for ArcRep 2, and there's my DWG file there. So I'm going to select it and open. We get some import options. I'm going to check to make sure that Weld Nearby Vertices is unchecked, and I'm going to come down to the bottom here where it says include, and I'm going to ensure that views and cameras is checked. I want to make sure that lights, sun and sky are unchecked, and click OK. Now here's my DWG model. I'm using the center mouse button to pan around, center mouse button and Alt to rotate in the view. I can see all my geometry in the view, and here's my camera that I exported from my Revit file. If I click on that camera and hit C, the view will take me to that camera. If I come up to the top left here of my viewport, I see camera 3D view 1. If I click on that and scroll down, I see my safe frames. Okay, I can access this through using Shift F as a shortcut, or I can click on safe frames here. Now this brings up this yellow border, and this shows me the view of what it is that I'm going to be rendering in my scene. Now I can see here, which might be different from my Revit file, some of the houses cropped off, so I'm going to have to make some changes in my camera so I can view this properly. So I'm going to come back up to the top left here where it's saying camera 3D view next to the little plus button. I'm going to click on that, come down and select the camera in the menu. Now with the camera selected, I'm going to come across to the top right here, and here's our little menu panel of what we can do in 3D Studio Max. I'm going to click on the second tab, Modify, and I'm going to come down, I'm going to change the lens of my camera. So I'm going to use these stock lenses, and I'm going to try 28mm, and that gives me a camera that I'm fairly happy with. So that's all fairly easily imported and set up. I'm going to hit Alt W to bring up all my viewports, and I'm going to hit Z for zoom in each of those viewports so I can see what I've got here. I can also toggle between the full size and 4 viewports right down in the bottom right corner here. This maximize viewport toggle button will flip between the active viewports. So once we have our scene imported and set up, we're going to apply materials and some lighting.